What is up, guys? What do you think about our new shirts we're rocking? Thanks to Max. Hook this
Hot
up.
Lava
Hot Lava
Sports.
Sports. We'll get some more shirts for people that are interested. But let's get started. So, as of course, the playoffs for the NFL is about to kick off starting tomorrow. So, Max, let's kick it off with you.
Yeah, so the first matchup is the Texans and the Browns.
Yes.
So that's going to be a fun game. I think all of you guys will like that game too. Let's see who's in there. The Rookie of the Year candidate and MVP candidate C.J. Stroud,
Correct.
and NFL Super Bowl veteran Joe Flacco, who was on his couch when he got that call, and he still has it in him. And then the NFL is one of their best defenses with the Browns. So let's get right into it. For the Browns to have a chance, they're going to need their defense to play their best game that they've done all year. They can't have like an off game or an off night. But Joe Flacco with that leadership, as a veteran, is going to be really critical for them down the stretch. And the Texans, I think it's going to be a close game, and I think this is a game the Texans could win. I'm not saying they won't, but C.J. Stroud, as a rookie, could he make a Super Bowl run? Possibly, as a rookie. And Nico Collins and all he just has it's a very solid team. They've been pretty consistent all year, but I really think the Browns will win on the road.
Yeah, I mean, you basically summarized it all. I think the only way the Texans could win is, one, their quarterback is ending the season off really hot, and that's good momentum for tomorrow's game. But you still have Joe Flacco, who's been there, done that. He knows how to win playoff games. So the way I see it, Houston winning is, one, they have home field advantage. The crowd is going to be there. They're going to cheer for them. It's going to be loud. Defense has to hold Joe Flacco and their weapons of their hot team. They have a hot team. Browns has a good team. But for me, I have Houston winning. I say they'd be a close game, under 7 points maybe. But CJ is the reason why they'll win the game, and I say it's going to be game winning, either field goal or a touchdown. So I have it.
And it's a rookie coach.
Yeah, I feel like even if Houston loses, they still gonna be back again next year.
Yeah, there's nothing to be ashamed of.
No, right. So again, it's gonna be a good matchup for starting off the playoffs, right? And I have Houston. You have
Cleveland.
All right. So the next one we got is Saturday night. We got Dolphins against the Chiefs, where it's gonna be a blizzard, minus
30 wind chill.
Yeah, it's gonna be super cold there.
And we'll be giving live content from that game.
Yes, we're gonna do our reactions to that game. So I see it as, here's a fun fact actually. Tua, I don't know if you know this, Max, but Tua, he played 5 games where under 40 degrees, considered cold, under 40, never won 1 game. Out of those 5 games, he's 0 for 5 in cold conditions. I'm just saying the facts there. Could he change a script? 100% he can. But the thing is about the Dolphins is they started off high, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? They started crashing. Why is that? People can say they're playing better teams that made them lose games or close games.
Or MetLife Field.
Yeah. So I think Dolphins could win this game if Tua plays a great game. But the Chiefs are the Chiefs. But the Chiefs are not been, their expectations were pretty low right now. They haven't been looking like the Chiefs this season. What do you think?
Yeah, I actually have the Dolphins.
I haven't said who I will. I haven't said it yet, but go ahead, Max. I haven't told you who's my final pick, but go ahead.
Well, just to put this matchup in perspective, I don't think that the weather is going to play as big a role as the media is making it to be.
Right.
Yeah, it's cold, but these players play on the East Coast all the time.
But how about Miami?
Well, I'm saying they've traveled to the East Coast. Like, a lot of these guys are 10, 12 years in the league, and they prepare for it. It's like, yeah, you want the sunshine, but when your adrenaline is going, you're just playing football. Like, it's worse to be stationary, like for the people on the bench. But if you're like the ones that are playing, moving around, you're just gonna be running on adrenaline. But I think the bigger concern for Miami is their inconsistency down the stretch to end the season. Like the Bills had 3-4 turnovers and within the 20-yard line last week, and like they were handling Miami the game on a silver platter, and they just couldn't capitalize. But will we see the Tyreek Hill? Will we get the show that Tyreek Hill beats the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah. So you got Dolphins, you saying?
Yeah.
Dolphins by what? Over 7? You think it's big close?
I
Blowout?
think it'd be like 24-20 or something.
Okay, so under like about field goal or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So my final prediction is I have Kansas City winning. I want Dolphins to win for sure. I'm rooting for the Dolphins, but I going with the Chiefs in my prediction. I think the Chiefs still have something to show for. They're playing in Arrowhead. I wonder how many fans are going to be there. It's gonna be. Are there gonna be a lot of fans?
I think so.
I think so, right? Let's see what the crowd shows and let's see what's gonna happen. But I have Chiefs winning by a touchdown.
Okay.
So I think it's gonna be a good game though, for sure, a good game. But I'm rooting for Dolphins, but I think Chiefs will get it.
All right.
So the next game I have right here is Sunday, the 10 o'clock a.m. slate or the 1 p.m. Eastern. We got the Steelers and the Bills at Buffalo.
Yeah. So this game, I think the Bills will win this pretty convincingly. But, you know, you have Mike Tomlin, a really experienced coach. They'll be without TJ Watt, which is going to be huge.
Right.
Mason Rudolph is a veteran, so I think they've been going with him. But the Bills have Diggs. They have a lot of playmakers that are just not that the Steelers, it'll be tough for them to match up for 4 quarters.
Yeah.
But weather-wise, like they're both used to those conditions, and but it is a relatively short trip for the Steelers.
Yeah, I think talking about you said weather. I think they were saying it's gonna be a lot of wind gusts up to like 50 miles an hour, so the wind is gonna be a factor. So, field goals might be a lot of misses. Depends on how far it is, but I feel like Max said, the Bills have this in their hands. In Buffalo, Josh Allen is the better quarterback out of Pickett, right? Or also Rudolph too. I think Rudolph is going to be starting, like you said. The only way I see the Steelers winning, because I do want to give Steelers some hope, fans there, is their defense. If Josh Allen has been because Josh Allen got picked off a lot this season, right?
Yeah, he gets in his own way.
Yeah, so if the Steelers can get a couple picks or turnover downs or whatever, I feel like, hey, the Steelers will have a chance to win it based on their defense. That's the only way I see it, but I'm going with you. This one, the Bills, I have Bills winning.
Yeah, I have Bills in this one.
Yeah, so the next game, which I think is a pretty exciting one too, is the Packers at Dallas, the Cowboys. That's the 1:30 p.m. game or 4:30 Eastern. What do you have, Max?
Well, this one's always fun.
America's team.
Yeah, this is not their first rodeo playing each other in the playoffs.
No, not at all. It's been back and forth either in Dallas or in Green Bay.
Was that a catch?
Yeah, for sure.
Dallas might have been the Super Bowl if it wasn't for that. But the Packers, like with Jordan Love playing much higher expectations than he was expected to, and Dallas, the way they're playing the ball with CeeDee Lamb and
it's a dangerous combo right there.
Yeah, and Pollard's the running back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that and their offensive line is just more confident each week.
Yeah.
And that defense, like with that corner Bland and Parsons, the D line, they have dudes. So they're gonna be. The only way they're going to lose this game is if Dak turns into playoff Dak.
Yeah, I can just kind of throw it off, just not being himself. I mean, Dak's been great this season. Overall, he's been probably the best season he had this year, right?
They have a kicker now.
They got I mean, hey, look, So what do you have? Who did you say? Have you picked
for
yet?
this game?
Yeah, for this game.
Yeah, I have Dallas.
You have Dallas. Okay. Yeah. So, man,
I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay puts a run.
no. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. First of all, I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. But I feel Dallas is just the best team they have so far this season. So I have it to Dallas, but like you said, Jordan Love has been looking really, really good so far. It's like first was Brett Favre, then Aaron Rodgers, and they found their quarterback. I feel like Jordan Love's the next one. So you won't see the Green Bay. They'll keep coming to the playoffs. They're gonna be hopefully win the division soon.
Oh, and this was also fun because Mike McCarthy is the coach
That is
of
right.
the Cowboys.
That's right. Thanks for reminding. Yeah. So this is again. I feel like
For our viewers who are not sure if they're like newer to the game, the previous coach was the Packers coach for over like 10 years.
yeah for a long time. So this is gonna be a lot of who wants it more, right? Like
And
it's gonna be a battle.
this game is going to be personal.
Yeah, I have it though. Dallas wins it, and I think Dallas might win it up more than 10 points, almost maybe 14 points. I think AT&T is gonna be crazy. The stadium is gonna be loud. It's gonna be a great game to again. All these games are gonna be fun to watch, but for sure, I think this one is gonna be a high scoring game.
I think I saw like the standing room tickets were $50.
Yeah, so hey, if you guys are in Dallas or want to go, I definitely worth it. And for all those Cowboy fans out there, this could be your year, guys. But again, this is playoffs, so anything can happen for real.
Yeah.
And then the Sunday night game I have is another good one: the Rams at Detroit Lions. What do you got?
Yeah, I think the Lions are gonna win this one. The Lions just are they gonna feed off that Michigan championship,
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
perfect record. Everyone against Detroit.
Yeah.
Like the Pistons horrible. With everything going on with the Michigan scandal, like will they be able to beat their former Matthew Stafford? And like I just don't like. What do you think?
I have. Man, here's the thing.
And how many? Oh, sorry. One other thing is they gave up so many first round picks to get Goff.
And that's what I'm saying. This is going to be two quarterbacks facing their former teams. Again, this is like another. Is this scripted or what?
Like you can get asked for anything
Come on.
more.
So again, guys, these quarterbacks used to be in the other team, and now they basically flip flop. And now it's like who's the best quarterback of the
Who
franchise?
made the better move?
Correct.
This is like what that trade was about.
Some people will say Rams because they did win the Super Bowl, but again, I feel like these quarterbacks are almost even. The stats are close to even, if not perfect, between those two. Here's the thing: Lions, they're 12-5. Their season was a 12-5 record.
And that's not to say
That's
the
crazy.
couple games that had some questionable endings.
And they could have been number 2 seed
Yeah.
if it wasn't that play where that was funky. Long story short, funky play that Lions should have beat the Dallas, but it never happened. We'll talk more about that later sometime. But I think Lions will win. But it's going to be a very, very close game. I can see it's almost 50-50. The Rams can come back and win it too. But I think it's good for the Lions to play at home. It's forever since they made a playoff push. So why not Lions? Go Lions.
Yeah,
Be
and
good to
I'm
watch
gonna-
them play.
To add on this, it's will the Rams defensive line with Aaron Donald
Yeah.
show up? But the Lions are gonna need the what's that rookie the guy that was out of Michigan,
I have no
the
idea.
defensive end who was runner up rookie of the year or defensive player of the year, but Richardson. But they're gonna need him to play like that number one guy that they drafted in the top 5 just a year or two ago.
Yeah, so you have Lions, you said?
Yeah.
I have Lions. Let's move on. I think it's going to be a good game. That's, again, Sunday night game.
Yeah.
And then our last game is Monday night. We got the Eagles at Buccaneers.
That might be the most unfathomable game on the schedule.
I would have said easily Eagles, but since they were 10-1 and they lost out of 6 games, they were only 1-5. So now you can say, can Bucks have a good chance of winning this game at home? Do you trust? I think Hurts is also half hurt with his finger, I believe, his throwing finger. Or can Mayfield
that whole team is just been injured, getting hit by injury bug. They're gonna be like, if I was the Eagles, I would be confident based off how the Bucks finished the season against the Panthers.
Yeah.
But like both teams made the playoffs. The Bucks got to host the game because they won the division, even though the Philly has a better record.
Yes.
So will the Bucks use their home field advantage? Because the Eagles are a totally different team on the road, and that is really, really like that stands out. But I really think if the Bucks play a clean game and Mike Evans really gets going early, it could be trouble for the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think, like you said, Bucks. Oh man, it's a coin flip. I have the Eagles winning that game. I think Eagles still are a little better team than the Bucks. I think the Eagles want to show that, hey, yeah, we struggled, but we're still the good team that we can prove. Yes, the injuries are not always going to help that team win games, but I think the Eagles will have a better way to win, more ways to win.
And they're going to have to play teams other than the NFC East.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to play the Commanders every week or the, like, only the Cowboys and the Eagles are, and you don't have to play the Giants even though they beat them last week.
Right. So, I mean, this game is going to be kind of who wants it more, in my opinion. But I have the Eagles winning by a touchdown. But again, I won't be surprised. Yes, I will be surprised if the Buccaneers beat the Eagles. I think that's going to be another top story for Tuesday morning. But again, just the Eagles start off really hot, dude. 10-1.
Yeah, it was kind of like last year.
Yeah.
They made that run. Like they slowed down again and then they picked it up. But this Eagles team seems to be not that last year's team.
Yeah.
Like they might be one and done.
It could be, yeah.
I just see like Hurts just doesn't. Their rhythm is not, and everything's off. And to be quite frank, like if Mayfield plays the way he's been playing, they have a good shot. Like Mayfield has been a great addition to this team.
Yeah.
And he was like no like random quarterback.
No, he's still a good quarterback.
And he has a chance to like
show
help.
Show them, hey, I'm still here, and we just beat the Eagles.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. Like the road to the Super Bowl seems like there's a few teams, but I would say it's pretty wide open.
I think every team, what we have right now, the matchups are perfect. I think there's no, all these, I feel like any team can win.
Yeah.
There's not one big favor, but talk about that, Max. If you had to pick one team that you think guarantees going to win this weekend, who do you have? One team that you guaranteed. So we have right here again, we got the Steelers, Bills, Dolphins, Kansas City, Browns, Houston. We got Green Bay, Dallas, Rams, Detroit, or we just talking about who do you have that team that
I have to say Buffalo.
Buffalo, you have it 100%. You think they're going to win it?
I would put money on that.
And you know what? That's funny too. I feel like Buffalo has that matchup with the Steelers that the Bills can easily win that.
And to add on to that,
let me get
how big was that coaching change when they fired that offensive coordinator?
It was crazy.
And we just see the old Allen back.
Yeah.
And I just see like the Bills are they headed in the right direction to exit the season.
And then for mine, I'm going to change it up since you picked the Bills. I'm going to say Dallas. I think Cowboys are a good team right now, probably the best team since, 1995 when they last won it, or 96? I think 95. But I would put money on Dallas just to win, to beat Green Bay. But yeah, so that's our predictions for just the Super Wild Card.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
All right. So
now to the divisional round.
So now we got So for mine, this is my way. Do you want to grab yours? Do you have yours up or?
I could just.
You do it? Okay, so now I have the Kansas City versus the Bills. Again, I don't know these times and dates. They can change. I don't really 100% know because it says TBD for times.
But we're gonna make the predictions before it starts tomorrow.
Yeah, so let's do mine. Here's mine, right? So I have Kansas City beating the Dolphins for me, and then they're gonna play the Bills for Bills beating the Steelers. So Kansas City and Bills, they're gonna play at Buffalo. So again, if this is perfect, like if those two teams are matching up, I think this is gonna be a great matchup for the Bills. If Bills beat Steelers, they're gonna be hot. I think Bills are gonna be hot when they beat the Steelers. I think Josh Allen's gonna have his groove back, and I don't think Kansas City. I think Kansas City just barely beats Miami. Barely beats Miami. Maybe be like, wow, Kansas City is this their team that they want to win a Super Bowl again? So I have Bills beating Kansas City. Max, let's go with you now, because I know you had what?
Yeah.
So you had the Bills and.
So the Bills, I have the Bills beating the
Steelers.
Yeah, that's then the next round, the Ravens would be playing the lowest seed.
Which would be you had Browns, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be Bills and Dolphins.
Okay.
Though.
Yeah. Bills Dolphins. Yeah, I have the Bills winning that game, and I think that's gonna be another close game. Like this also depends on if the results, like these seedings can change.
Correct. This is just our whole prediction of the whole playoff bracket. So you have Bills. I have Bills Kansas City. He has Bills and Dolphins.
Yeah, unlike the NBA and the MLB, it's not like bracket, like where it's one bracket. This is they reseed.
Right. So you have Bills beating Dolphins?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one is Houston versus, for me, Houston and the Ravens.
If you're a football fan, you love that match.
Yeah. Right, Houston and Ravens? That's a good one. That's why I kind of wanted to see that matchup for sure. But, man, Lamar Jackson, he's a funny dude. I feel like he has great games, and all of a sudden he's just sitting in the sidelines, kind of he's just a funny dude. And is this guy really pulling out like 4 touchdowns, running multiple? Like, this guy's a running back / quarterback / gunslinger. Man, I think Baltimore will beat Houston if that's again, but I think Baltimore, for no matter what, they'll move to the championship.
Will Baltimore with Lamar Jackson get over the hump of getting knocked out before it was like the divisional or the conference championship?
Right.
Because they lost to that Chargers that one year, and then they lost to the Titans in their first game. So they were. Will they be? They should be well rested because they rested their starters.
But sometimes rest could hurt, right?
Yeah.
It could. But so you would have, since I had Houston, you said you had Browns beating.
Browns playing
Baltimore.
Yeah, and I would have the Baltimore winning that one.
Okay. Yeah. So we have. I think we both together Bills and Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
So we got the Bills and the Baltimore again. If Bills can keep winning games, I feel like Josh Allen's hot. And if it's Bills and Baltimore, I think that's going to be a great game. And I still think it's in Baltimore, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Baltimore is going to be, I don't even know, it's going to be a long way in the future. But long story short, I have Bills going to the Super Bowl. I think Bills, if they can starts off with the hotness, I think Josh Allen's going to turn around. I think the Bills are going to turn around the whole script and beat Baltimore at Baltimore. So I have the Bills for the AFC going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. And you guys have to just remember I think it was last year or the year before. I think it was last year where that sudden, or it's 2 years ago now, that sudden death where in the overtime where the Chiefs had that ball scored once. That's it. And there was a lot of outcry about that, so they changed the rule for the playoffs. But you have to just remember, he played an amazing game. You can't judge the Bills' season because they didn't get a chance to hold the ball.
Right.
I have the Bills going to their Super Bowl. And fun fact about the Bills, in the 90s, they went to 4 straight Super Bowls and lost them all.
Oh, yeah. I remember you told me that.
And we could have a rematch of Bills-Cowboys.
Could be, yeah. Talk about the Cowboys. So now we're going to the NFC. So now for the divisional. So I have the Lions playing the Dallas and Philly playing San Fran. I know you have it Tampa versus 49ers, right? So let's go with the Lions and the Dallas. I still think Dallas is still gonna be the hottest team over the Lions, playing in Dallas still, and I think Dallas will still pull it off. I still think Dak Prescott with his weapons around him, their defense still good. I think Dallas will beat the Lions comfortably. I feel like, and that'll move the Dallas to the championships. While I have Philly versus 49ers. I think 49ers are the best team overall against the Philly. Philly just not been. If Philly just barely beats Tampa Bay, then I have the 49ers easily winning in San Fran, and that'll put them in the championship. Go ahead, Max. Go with your divisional.
So I have the Cowboys over the Lions.
Okay.
And that game could be like if the Cowboys are already like if they advance and then they could taste that Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
But at the same time, those Lions are going to play pissed off
if they win, right?
Yeah.
If Detroit beats the Rams, that might even people might say that's a sleeper pick.
and that might be the game of the week.
Yeah, for sure. That's gonna be a hard one. But like you said, go ahead.
Yeah.
You said so. If Lions win, they're gonna have more to play for.
Yeah, they have more to play for, and they are gonna just their city has just hasn't had a championship for a while professionally
Yeah.
in some time, and for the
So who did you have winning that game?
I have Dallas.
Still winning?
Yeah.
Close or kind of by a little
It's
far?
gonna be like
You think
within a touchdown.
a touchdown? Okay, so under 10?
Yeah.
Okay. And then go ahead, you had the Tampa versus 49ers?
Yeah. So this is a real anything can happen in the NFL playoffs.
Yeah, anything.
But the 49ers path seems pretty straightforward. Like having home field throughout the entire playoffs. And if they were to make the Super Bowl, that Vegas, that's going to be a home field.
Oh, for 49ers for sure.
And even Dallas if they did.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um,
yeah. So you saying San Fran will beat Tampa, or what are you saying?
yeah, I think they're going to blow them out.
Blow them out by 14 plus?
Yeah.
Okay. No, okay, and then even if since I had the Eagles, I still think San Fran's gonna blow out. No matter if it's Phillies or Tampa, I think it's gonna be over 14 points for sure. If 49ers are healthy right now, everyone's healthy, that's great. Defense is crazy. I think 49ers, they have it set up to go to the Super Bowl basically. Have all the home field advantage, have the teams that can play. Now, the championship.
Conference championship.
Yes. I have Dallas at San Fran, and I think this game I really want to see this game. I really want to see the Cowboys play San Fran. Because now you're going to say Brock Purdy versus Dak. Christian McCaffrey versus, even though he's not a running back, but he can stay.
Remember this game last year where they couldn't spot the ball?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was last year. Yeah. Yeah, so, oh my God. San Fran and Dallas, I think.
So let me
Go
tell
ahead,
you.
start off.
So Dallas, I think they're not going to get blown out 42-13
Okay.
because that's how it happened earlier this year. I think this is going to be people are saying that Dak is an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
And they're not wrong just by the numbers.
Right.
But if Dak can, they're going to need to really move the ball. They really can't just have 3 and outs. And
you're talking about Dallas.
yeah, it's I know Dak has proven himself, but you got to make it easier on him, especially against that 49ers team that acquired some pass rushers at the deadline.
Okay. So, what's your final pick?
I have the Niners winning that game. I would say by 10 points.
Okay, so closer.
Yeah.
Closer. You think it's a high scoring game or a defensive game?
I think it'll be in the high 20s, low 30s.
Okay. Yeah, I think San Fran and Dallas. I think San Fran's still overall a better team. But again, if Dallas is looking good throughout the playoffs, let's say they're blowing out teams, even the Lions, let's just say there's no one stopping them, this could be a closer game. But as of what we've seen so far, I think San Fran still has the edge. Some people might even say Dallas has the edge. So this is kind of a coin flip. It can go either way. But I think San Fran still has a home field. Home field is always a good plus. And Christian McCaffrey can't be stopped.
No.
Run game is important.
Yeah, they're going to need that defensive line to really close those holes.
Christian he can see the gaps really clear, and if McCaffrey can't get stopped, that's how San Fran moves to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Really.
Yeah, 100%. And that was kind of good that they lost to the Ravens during that Christmas day, because they lost to a good team, and that was a game they could have won.
Yeah.
So
it was not themselves that time. I feel like it just
Yeah.
that Christmas Day game. It was like 49ers. What is going on with that team? And every team has hiccups. You can be undefeated. It's so hard to beat, but a team can have hiccups.
But
you know?
at this point, there's a potential for a Ravens-Niners rematch of the Blackout Super Bowl.
Yes. So, yeah, depending. But so you have Bills going to Super Bowl, right?
Mhm.
As the AFC, and you have the 49ers like I have in
Yeah.
the NFC. Let me start it off here. It's going to be in Vegas, like we said. Huge Red Sea, I think. 49ers fans going to be there super close to Vegas compared to Buffalo Bills, unless there's some Buffalo fans, which is always around here. Man, what a game if that happens.
That would be
Bills and
the
49ers, or even Baltimore versus 49ers. No matter who plays the 49ers, I feel like if it's the Bills or Bills or the Ravens would be a great game. But I have Bills winning that AFC and the 49ers win the NFC. I gotta say, I'm going straight out 49ers wins it all based on the whole team. If Josh Allen does and his team goes to the Super Bowl, he's gonna have trouble passing the ball. He's known for interceptions. 49ers defense solid. They have a solid offense. We just talked about Christian McCaffrey, what he can do. I think 49ers is gonna win, and I think they're going to win by 10 plus. I'm just set up right here. We talked about the whole team, every team we talked about. So I'm just gonna say 49ers wins it. By 10.
I have the Bills as well going to the Super Bowl against the Niners, and I have the Niners winning 31-10.
31-10. Wow. Mine was gonna be closer. Mine was gonna stay like 27-21.
It's just too obvious. It seems like one of those 90s games where they make it because of a weak field, and then there's just a better, more dominant team that just.
So let's for the Bill fans here. How do they win? How do they win Super Bowl?
Yeah, good question. The Bills need Josh Allen to not do too much. They need him to just do what they know he can do. Throw the ball down the field, run it, and slide. The Bills' defense is going to have to come and play hard, and they're going to the Bills are going to need to have that extra motivation of the DeMar Hamlin, just anything that can give them Bills Mafia a extra edge. And the Bills really need to work, they need to really find ways to get stops and not give first downs, because you can't get on your heels against this team.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's like what you said. I think everyone's gonna be excited for the Super Bowl. It's gonna be nerves. There's gonna be mistakes, but that's the key. Just minus the mistakes. Do not turn over the ball. Do not do 3 and outs and extend the time of game. Right. And the 49ers have been doing great with that. They've been from one end of the field, 7-8 minutes later they score some points. Right. So the Bills need to control the ball, control the clock, just to have a chance to compete with the 49ers. Just hey, we're so in this. Let's hold the ball longer. Let's have our defense take a break longer so the defense can help us stop the 49ers. Yeah. But that's how I see the Bills winning is controlling the ball more, no mistakes, no turnovers, no
penalties.
No penalty. Yeah, penalties are going to be a huge one too and there's going to be a lot of offsides,
and
false starts.
And these teams are both really physical.
Yeah.
Let us know what your guys' predictions are.
Yeah, see who you guys rooting for in the Super Bowl. I am rooting for the 49ers. I also like to see the Cowboys go a little far too, but for me, I just want to see great games. Yeah. I like the Dolphins too. I like a lot of these teams. Even the Lions, all these teams I'm rooting for, but I like to see the 49ers go all the way. I think they have a team to do it, and Brock Purdy, whoever thought
Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, whoever thought him taking this team to the playoffs and winning good games.
And they traded off Trey Lance.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, just like that, huh? Just like his injury, poor guy, dude. Like, but
and Jimmy Garoppolo got dealt.
yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, he's the real deal. So,
We'll see what starting tomorrow, guys. So again, like I know Max said, tomorrow night we're gonna do live reactions to the Miami and the
Kansas
Chiefs
City.
game. Yep. So again,
stay tuned.
stay tuned. Please like, share, comment. Who's your team you're rooting for, or is your team in it? You know. So let us know about the shirts. I think they're really sick.
Yeah.
They're really cool. So stay tuned, guys. We want to say thank you again.
And then we'll bring some draft content.